Yeah, he's good. We're up, running, and recording, correct?
Yeah, Board Docs isn't working at the moment, so we won't be able to have the agenda up, but it is recording this.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Ms. Conley.
Mr. Brest. Here. Mrs. Eldridge. Here. Mr. Hill. Mr. Kessel. You want to go on?
No, not yet.
Mr. Stewart is not. Mr. Nemo.
Yes.
Mr. Rishwood.
Yes.
And Mrs. Sincere. Here.
Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's meeting. This is our voting meeting for the month of May. Everything voted on tonight was discussed at last Wednesday's work session. So tonight we're here to vote, so it will probably go pretty quick unless anybody has any questions. Item E, recognition of meetings. We had a regular board meeting on April 10th and May 1st, executive session for personnel related to budget and board work session. Item 2, pride and promises.
For this, yep, go ahead, Mr. Rich. By all means.
So, we are very proud this month to honor Angie Merman. And to present the award is her supervisor, the director of pupil services, Ms. Nicole Bell.
We are beyond ecstatic. Administration chose Mrs. Merman because she was a semifinalist for Pennsylvania Teacher of the Year. That is a huge honor. There was 25 chosen,
I think it was around 30.
around 30 of all of
They
Pennsylvania.
wouldn't give us an exact final number, so I researched because I wanted to know.
But she had to go through an essay process where she had to write some essays, and then the last phase was interviews, and she had an interview with them. And as an administrator, she is a dream teacher. She is here before school starts. She is here after. She goes above and beyond. She attends her children, her children. The student that she serves after school sporting events to show support. She is looked up by her colleagues. She goes above and beyond in every aspect. And I wanted to, and to honor her, I collected some notes from her colleagues that I wanted to share with everyone. Her colleagues say that she goes above and beyond and is involved in activities beyond just the school day. She sets the bar for other teachers. She has a dedication mixed with a dose of compassion. There's no greater servant to public education and the students that Mrs. Merman serves. She's not an 8 to 4 teacher. She comes early, she stays late. She goes that extra mile for her colleagues when they need support before and after school. They went on to list everything that she's a huge part in the musical. She comes up to the high school and has a huge part in being a manager of the music. They described her as simply selfless. She's humble and does her job at the highest level. And she never would sing her own praises. The great thing about Mrs. Merman. Some of the parents of the children that she serves wrote letters for her, and they go on to describe her passion and knowledge is unmatched by any other teacher that they've ever met. She attends her child's sporting events after school to show her support. She is on the phone at all hours, listening, helping. She is a constant support for her parents. She has changed the course of her son's life. Her efforts will have lasting ripples in the life just beyond test scores and grades. Considering the magnitude of her work, it is our recommendation, and she will never understand the impact that she has made in our child's life. So, Mrs. Merman, I proudly present you with our pride and promise. Thank
Angie, anything for the board?
Yes, I you know I
It was a formality. I had to at least give the introduction.
That's one thing I like to do. I do like to talk. I don't know how I did make it to the final 12 after that interview.
Because it was time.
That's the issue. It was time. But Mr. Rich kept saying, 4 minutes each question. Because you're going to run over. But first, really, I just like to say thank you. This is difficult for me. This is not why I teach. But thank you for the administration team for nominating me. Thank you to Ms. Bell and Mr. Rich for guiding me through the process, and my colleague here for guiding me, my parents for writing me letters. I greatly appreciated all of that. I don't teach for this recognition. I teach because it's my passion. It's what I love to do. And for those of you that really don't know my story, I don't know a lot of you. Mr. Redfoot's been there the whole way through it. In 2010, my career almost ended. It was Memorial Day weekend. I taught on a Friday, and on Saturday I couldn't walk or write, and my speech was slurred. I spent all summer in physical and occupational therapy and was diagnosed with MS. The one thing that my husband still laughs about that I kept saying everywhere is, can I still teach? Can I still teach? As a math teacher, I couldn't write the numbers on a clock. That's what they kept testing me for. And I kept getting so mad because I couldn't get all those numbers going around because of the neurological damage that was happening. And my neurologist, his response, though it wasn't very convincing, he said, well, if you think you can, I'll support you. And so 14 years later, I'm proud to say that I'm a teacher with MS, but I couldn't do it without your support and your guidance. It's not easy, but I thank you for being there the whole way through it, and for you being there too, helping me through all of this. I greatly appreciate it, and thank you.
We are going to inconvene you with Mrs. Columbus to take a Pride Promise picture so we can put you on the Pride Promise.
Thank you.
Okay, item 3, any reports from standing committees of the board? Item 4, any additions, any administrative supervisory reports?
This may be a repeat for some of you, but I just wanted to let everybody know that we got our homestead farmstead amounts last Thursday, the day after the meeting. We were supposed to get them, and it's an increase. The subsidy will be increased from the state by about $94,000, which means about a $47 increase to our folks, our taxpayers who have a homestead and farmstead.
Any questions for Ms. Any comments or questions from the floor relative to agenda items? Item 6, motion to approve the minutes from the April council regular meeting of the board. Motion by Ms. Bress, second by Ms. Eldridge. Any discussion on the motion? Any negative votes? Any abstentions? All in favor? Motion carries. Okay, I don't have anybody from the finance committee, so I can take these, Mr. Mangino?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'd like to take item A, treasurer's report, B, investment, on item 7, and on item 8, I'd like to take the general fund bill and the food service bill. Yeah, like, well, okay, that makes sense. Motion by Mrs. Bress.
Just to be clear on the minutes, Laurel made the motion, Sherry seconded.
Motion by Ms. Bress, second by Mrs. Eldridge. Any discussion on any of the motions? Any negative votes? Any abstentions? Motion's carried.
We sometimes forget. Wait for a while.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I keep forgetting that for some reason.
You're doing a great job.
Item 9, board action items, personnel, 6 pages.
Yeah, it is the recommendation of the superintendent of the board, approve A, retirements, resignations, B, termination, C, student summer workers, cleaners, D, B, student employees, and E, bus drivers. There we go, just do all of them, all right. F, assistant girls wrestling coach. G, girls volleyball coach. H, FMLA disability leave of absence. I, intermittent FMLA leave of absence. J, intermittent FMLA leave of absence. K, collective bargaining agreement, Lowell Educational Support Personnel Association. L, memorandum of understanding, Lowell Educational Support Personnel Association. M, professional development workshop seminars. N, addition to the volunteer and non-instructional substitute listing for 2023 to 2024. That's it, yeah. Put that in the form of a motion.
Motion by Mrs. Sinceri, second by Mr. Hill. Any discussion on the motion? Any negative votes? Any abstentions? All in favor? Motion's carried. Committee of the whole. Need a motion to approve the listing of anticipated graduates for the 2022 school year. Item B, policy adoption, the second reading. Item C, wrestling co-op with Bloomington. D, depository treasurer. E, depository for middle high school activities, elementary activity fund, and cafeteria fund. F is the school solicitor. G, special counsel for education. H, volunteer fire department contributions. I, advertising for the 24-25 bids. J, auditing firm engagement. K, LCCTC budget. L is our summer programs. M is the 24-25 region insurance renewal. N, volunteer student accident and interscholastic sports insurance. O, independent gymnast. G, Gatsby 75 validation. Q, field trips, student activity trips. R, 24-25 proposed final general fund budget, the first reading. Motion by Mr. Hill, second by Mrs. Sinceri. Any discussion on any of the motions? Any negative votes? Any abstentions? All in favor? Motion's carried. Just so everybody knows, we will be putting the fairgrounds request for parking and lake water usage on next month's agenda. I couldn't get it back on this one because of the time frame, but we do plan on putting that back on for next month, just so anybody watching knows. Item 11, is there any new business to come? Are there any comments, questions from the floor relative to non-agenda items? If not, I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
Oh, yeah.
Brave little guy right there. Thank you. With that, I will ask for a motion to adjourn. Motion by Mr. Hill, second by Mrs. Sinceri. Any discussion on the motion and negative votes and abstention? All in favor? Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned.
I'm going to brief executive session.
Yeah, we will be going to a brief executive session.